Hello mateys, this is Discovery Scouts, a Pirates of the Caribbean film series here. Captain Simon Perriman here. Today is Tuesday, December 12th, 2017 today. So, almost Christmas time during the winter break, during the midwinters. So, aftermath, last 2 days, we talked about it, the angry grandpa, Charles Green, and Sparky, the wonder dog, Tony Tornado's dog, and his sister Martha, and Millie and her new boyfriend, John Nebula, wanted to sometimes, she moved to California from Las Vegas, Nevada, and she won't able to together the Tony Tornado's not anymore for the last 8 months. I just got out over about the television show on Christmas Knows Best, and yesterday WWE Network was as good in cruiserweights, and 8 o'clock at night would be SmackDown. Wednesday at 7 is NXT, and Thursday, tribute to the troops on Superstars and Divas on San Diego, California, on United States Military Air Force Base on the Navy, California. Supposed to have fun today, guys. So I just wanted you guys to remember that watch it about WWE series now. It's on the demand, So we're going to be commitments on Sparky the Wonder Dog first. So those have been about 6 years old. Sparky was born on 2011 on January. It seems like that familiarity is about Tony's dog. He's never seen about Facebook before. He was younger than one of the freshmen, juniors and seniors, and his college, and about freshmen, sophomores, juniors and seniors, and sometimes Millie most of it about his apparently about behind the scenes priority on this behind the films in this video. So I'm not a crazy man. That he plays a whole lot. That there are about 3 characters. One of the first season on the Crazy series as the first one in this videos. He knows that about Millie Motors as Crazy Girlfriend, and as Samantha Tornado as Crazy Sister, and then Tony Tornado as Crazy Boyfriend, and Sparky was Crazy Barkers all around there, and about for the last year. And he probably did the title on this about the first time on January 2016. And Millie plays the video games on Black Ops. Tony walks out from the hallway. He's kind of rages all over around about axing around, ragging the psychotic, asking dude over and over and about for the last about 758 days. It mostly thinks of a problem. I wish they have it really supposed to expose. They haven't been about for the last 50 minutes. I'm not sure what he did to us. So every time a lot of it about how humanity is thinking about his around the house. A lot of this properties and Himalations doing about each other. He did not know that who they are, or they are just exactly what it has a problem. I can't imagine that under a stand I have a saying. That thing that should have this crap, but Millie has crazier than I ever heard it about his things about a life of the Sparky has a problem. Imagine Millie Tony was just screaming aloud, tell her to stop. By Sparky did, barking, and said, woo, 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 woo. Spark, he knows the wonder dog being homeless, what he can't do. Here's about the really messed up thing. is the things that are not gonna work right now. He's teaching somehow, so what's happened there? If it's very important, sometimes I never heard it. I never seen about crazy boyfriend before. I was laughed for the first time. I would never laugh at you about that. For Tony, Matha, and Billy did, you know, saying like that about Sparky's passed away like it before, which we sure talked about this, and I hopefully they feel moments that they feel not to be the necessarily things about it really do the most apparently if I do if I can about it fortunately if it thinks it's not about the dependencies about the celebrities about the parody characters on the hottest Millie forever in the Met and Millie's a good best friend for Tony did and Mantha too and she moved into the California in about for the last 8 months. She did this a whole lot of time, teaching somehow what is she be supposed to did. It's kind of a problem there. Maybe we could not be apparently it did have the fake character on the crazy series during the VidCon over about complete for the Psycho series. So Millie and Tony went there about last year for a VidCon, and sometimes Mantha was mad at her brother and her boyfriend and his girlfriend each other. She knows of what happened then. She says go to hell. She says go to hell for the Tony and Mantha too. So she doesn't worry about the problem about his video, his reaction to the dude about passwords, the hardware for working, the whole lot thing about it's supposed to do. It's just about the good things about the social media. If they have a socializing about talking to each other, referee and calling out for the references on Tony Tornado's from Crazy Boyfriend, Crazy Love to Tony Tornado's vlogs, and from Crazy Love, Millie and Tony and Millie did, and Matthew's supposed to. First things and really moments. If I never seen about really before that, it really messed up. Okay, as things that have a problem, I imagine that I just wrote her the message and say, I'm sorry you feel bad about this. I'm so sorry you feel lost for Sparky. I talked to the Tony did, and about things about the subscribers and things about the projects to do. So just follow him on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Google Find Cameras, and Twitch live streaming, Patchy One, gaming channels, gaming channels, Talk, Story, Tumblr, Hangouts, and more. And do not forget about likes and comments in the links in the description today. And Sparky the Wonder Dog for passed away for about the last 6 years. He's been about 6 years old. He's been wondering to be about. He doesn't take a lot of walk. Taking a dog pound to from Tony for bought some in about $8,000 for 5,000 chocolate bars on the box there, like the 5,000 of them. Like raging over to the reaction on the Crazy Boyfriend. That problem is, selling this out for over about some cash, the coins, and on the bank accounts for Tony did. His bank accounts wanted to say that this course and transferred to his about the credit cards, and his job was lost there. He's been about fired in about last year. He's been crying a lot of things. He gets over to his room, and he's watching rages over in about for the last 3 months for the last for three videos there. Reaction to the Millie uploaded it in about for the millions of views. screaming over in his television shows. So a lot of people like it, sending it over to the VidCon, or just like people don't like it in about for seniors and adults. They hate it a lot. The people are like that on the crazy boyfriend. And that's illegal there. Millie uploaded it about his camera, his crazy boyfriend. His damn thing about the problem. I was so willing to realistically to some why that does happen. I feel disappointed. She feels disappointed about what happened there and about long time ago. And he leaves to spend a night here about 4 days ago. And he came back home from hotel. To Millie has to get her self control. She needs him. He needs her to. She needs to leave him alone. He goes back to the bedroom, take a nap. She's not gonna follow him, and stay out for the living room. And she doesn't want to disturb him for no reason. For disturbing on his hallway, in his room, this is his house. That's his property. That's the show he did. That's to the ditch up. So, comments 2. Angry Grandpa shows. Kid behind the camera. Bridget West. Characters on a year active. Behind the scenes fakes and parody in these videos. 7 years ago, the Angry Grandpa shows presented about June 27, 2010. And he was presented by Michael Green. He's been about 30 years old. For the younger dad, about 23. He calls it about his dash problem. He's 67 years old. He's been about recipes about he's sad about the crying a lot thing. Whole time he's either do I just have for the reaction there on the pranks, angry stuff, raging, defiance, and psychos over about for every week, for every days, the weeks, and the month, years. And if fellow think about it, we showed about an opposition to about angry grandpa named Charles. And the Bridget knows angry girlfriend and pickle boy, angry boyfriend. There could be a damn problem there. You know, Nana plays as about angry grandma. You know, some stranger's driver there, angry stranger drivers, what he did, you know, his property. She's showing about get away for the car, back away, just please, calling the police. Yeah. He was illegally filming her driver. He's literally actually their problem. Actually gets herself mad. He's eats about the trouble as notify anybody else. As a lot of the good moments, I never forgot of something. You're the most very angry for ever the matter than before. She literally tried to demand him for Michael and Bridget too. She asked each other that they're being a damn and they're being messed up. And a lot of the good things the police came out there, and she tried to ignore them at about for no reasons. If it didn't have it about just a legacy to do the man versus driver, and they did that to them about fighting in themselves. Who are they thinking he is? Who are they thinking she are? Why did she do that? Why should he do that? What do you do? Angry Grandpa didn't notice it about her. Apparently, for he passed away. Some of recipes that came home from a hospital. So sometimes, Charles didn't notice about his old. And then for thinking about the problem, he can't be understand and have to say anything. Michael moved him from angry grandpas to the trailers to the new house. It's a lot of good thing about for the last 5 years. That problem is They wanted to meet you to know about everything has a problem. I'd imagine that he would be to understand. He thinks about her problem, and that problem there has to be in those social media. It has to know about sending it to the Twitters, Facebooks, YouTubes, Googles, and Vine cameras, Tumblrs, Hangouts, and Mirrors, and Story, Talk, and Patreon live streaming, and Patreon without each other, with the characters of a Charlie Chill, and the recurring of the Tina, the Nina, and one of the kids and the children's and families characters on his about the separated for those on the disputed corruption and oppositions. He becoming knows about playing knows about the creation on his subscribers. In my contents of the day, my continentals, if you do have to follow me about the instruction, if they know it about his dad, they know about his dad wanted to follow his directions, and that he says that was the fourth direction, and that was for the recipes for his about funeral cards. The specializations knows about each other, wrote it down as much as we were. Working out for each other is you notice if you really can. Some of those about the helping the driver's transportation and about angry grandpa helping out for the hospital. He literally stayed in the hospital in about 3 days. Michael notices in about the chainsaw prank, screaming, and tasers, and snakes, and mouse, and the spiders, and also we do know one of the fake snake we met about a pranking about angry grandpa did, like a snake bite in his blood. It was the fake blood. It was the juice. It was about the grape juice like wine of blood. It's kind of terrible, a little bit funny. He was notified about characteristic on the prank shows. Thinking about really realistically about angry grandpa shows, and Pickle Boy's freaking out for egg potato salads. He didn't like it, and he himself throw up. He really think. He was damnation really calling out for about let her out to about 4 or 5 meters, and about 5 feet or 6 inches. And Jesse knew that about his dad, about Michael's dad was passed away from a drug nuggets, Elma, New Jersey, and his brother Jeffrey, the big brother, Psycho dad, and Psycho mom, and his Stahlburgers, Abrahams, and Uncle Larry, and Aunt Jackie's, Uncle Charles, and Uncle Chris sent into the letter about the funeral on the recipes for the Charles Green from Angry Grandpa. In the Bridget West sad about his Charles notices my problem. However, we meant to do something if showing me down and following the instruction and direction and taking over to the leftovers in about for the next year for summer times and 123 days. The VidCon 2018, Anaheim, California, for Sparky the Wonder Dog, and the Angry Grandpa Charles Green, and one man was coming to VidCon too. With Billy Smith and 2 kids. They're coming to the Anaheim to VidCon for 2018. And Jesse too, Parker, Korn, Psycho Dad, his family, Abraham, Stahlburgers, the book show's coming up. The book show's gonna come in about the VidCon too. sometimes about the tickets, presumably as much as you can. And do not forget to 123 days Olympics Universal Track and Field in the marathon runners, triathlon, and the man's runner. Don't forget, guys. Be a Chicago Cubs fan, guys. Until about 2 more months. Woo! Bears gonna win. Challengers on the NFL's the football. MLB Chicago Cubs challenge to the Washington Nationals and the Mariners down in Seattle. Chicago Cubs wins. Woo! Alright, guys. You know, I listened to 2 of these about Sparky and Charles. About time for 2 rest in pieces, guys. 2 rest in peace. You know what that means too. I love you too. Blow kisses. Say farewell and goodbye. To send it over to Skies of Gods could help you guys a lot of about Resurrector until about 100 years. I forget something very moments. Never give up. Like John Cena says, never give up. Alright. Thank you so much for commenting, guys. It's great to see you too again. So don't forget to subscribe. Hit the button on my channels. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Following them on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or find cameras, Twitch, live streaming, gaming channels, drug stores, Tumblr, and more. Hangouts, Cocker Story Talk, and likes in the comments and links in the description today. Follow on The Boo Show, Derodiso, Space Jam Gardens, QB Guy, Next Boo, Latino Corner Joe, Carrie Edwards Jr., Derodisos, and Patty Mayo, Roman Atwood with Brittany Smith, the 2 children's, and the Juggernuggets, Big Brother, Julie Riley, Parker Zip, Crocodile Buzz 888, and Mark Lucason's Man and Corn, and Larry's Lounge. So you can have watch it over to the about rest in peace for the Sparky last video, and say goodbye. Love you guys. I'm gonna head back to the workout today. It's almost 4. Feel free to death. Don't forget to keep your rich middies.